Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the studio. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, let's try to pay the bills first. So if you like these videos, make sure you click the like button, make sure you share the videos, and also subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, there's a comment section down below. I try to upload every Sunday at noon this time. It's being uploaded now, but maybe you're watching at a different time. With the new family or such, it makes it a little difficult to keep to that schedule, but I'm going to try to make the attempt and post every Sunday at noon. I'm also going to eventually move the whole operation over to Rumble, so make sure you go over to Rumble and do all the same things over there. Last week, I uploaded an easy video with an obviously plagiarized little speech, and sometimes in order to keep my weekly schedule, things have got to be done, sacrifices have got to be made, but I'll try to keep those at a minimum. This week, I will continue with the change in format that I have here, and as we go, you'll kind of understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing it this way. I've seen other channels do it this way and succeed, and I think this is the way that will work for me, so we're going to keep on with our format this way. So we'll go ahead and start off with the news, and things in the news are getting pretty serious. I know a lot of people just like to stick their head in the sand and pretend nothing is going on, and they can just continue living, and everything will be just fine. But if you pay attention, you're more likely to survive, and I'm not speaking hyperbole in this instant. The president has just approved a shipment of tanks to Ukraine, along with the countries Germany and France, I believe. And we are all but in all-out war with Russia. It really is just a matter of time. A lot of people are already calling it World War III. I know the Russian media is already calling it World War III. I mean, we're sending them tanks. We're sending them. There's fighter jets being sent. There's troops and trainers being sent, and all kinds of money being sent. And so I don't know how this could not just be war with Russia. Related, but separately, the World Economic Forum had their annual meeting in Davos this past week or so to continue the effort to control global population. These are all wealthy elites that you don't vote for or have any say in what they want to do to control every aspect of your life is what they want. If you come across information like this and think it's just tinfoil hat nonsense, I will give you one example. The price of gasoline. It's simple economics. Supply and demand. There's plenty of oil out there. I mean, in Russia there's tons of oil. Alaska there's tons of oil. Venezuela, the Gulf. All you have to do is drill for it, and refine it. But these special interests claim that, it contributes to climate change, which is obviously a big no-no. So gas is expensive. I mean, it's, at current prices over $1 more than it was when our current president took office. And it has been more, but it's artificially been, pushed down. Reliefs in, gas taxes, release of the oil reserves, which is terrible because, that stuff is for war, and we're going to war. So, gas will just continue to become more expensive, but not too fast, because if it becomes too fast, like, it was, people will be upset. So the inflation of the prices have to be controlled just a little bit. Politicians will talk about companies not building refineries. I know the left's doing that a lot. But why would a business invest in a refinery when your ultimate goal is to eliminate the use of gasoline? That would defeat the whole purpose of these. Companies are in it for money. And so, yeah, all these emotional arguments that fall apart from the left under any logistical contemplation. What about all the products that are made from petroleum byproducts? How are you going to get shoes or clothes? How are you going to maintain the wind turbines that create the green energy when they require like 50 to 80 gallons of oil each? I mean, there's way more. In Europe, they just approved bug protein for flour-based products, so things like bread. So they're trying to make you eat bugs It's only a matter of time before it's the same in the U.S. I mean, or three-letter organizations like the ATF and the FDA, they just make laws, even though pretty sure Congress was supposed to be the ones doing that. But the question is, why would they be putting the bug protein in it? Well, farming cattle is contributing to climate change, so it's got to be done. I mean, the whole thing completely ignores the millions of buffalo that used to roam the plains, the ones that were hunted to extinction. So do you not think they produced climate-affecting gases? So, I mean, what is the solution to all this nonsense? The solution is for you to become self-sustaining, grow your own food, farm your own animals, create your own energy to power your home and your lives. Are they going to try to stop you? Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're going to. What do you do about that? Vote. I mean, vote for your mayor, vote for your sheriff, vote for your city council members, your school board members. It's more difficult. You have less control over it, but you can vote, for your governors, your state legislatures. I know West Virginia has a really good treasurer at the moment who's unfortunately going to run for Congress, but I mean, that's his path. I mean, you can vote for your federal offices, but that's pretty much useless due to the deep state we have, and I'm sure it's similar in the states. You just gotta local communities, number one. These are the things that I'm doing. I can't survive alone, and neither can you, so it's important that we do it together. Get to know your neighbors, because your survivability is mutual. And that's really all I can say about all that. It's sad. Anyway, next I just want to go into what I got into the week in the workshop. So go ahead and come with me, and maybe we'll learn something together in the workshop. Alright, welcome to the studio. We've got a bunch of stuff going on today. I don't know if you can tell, but like this whole entire area is a ginormous mess. Also, it's crazy like how dark this looks. Yeah, that's better. It's like, I guess because I was standing right under the light, so it messed up the thing. Yeah, it's actually not this dark. If I step back out of the light, it kind of brightens it up down here. That's also because I put a third light in. I only had 2 lights in here to start with, and I didn't quite think it was enough, so I put a third one in. So there's one here in the center. Woo! So now I got 3 lights in the studio. You'll also notice there's some stuff hanging up. I'll get back to that later. Today we're not working in here. We're working out in the workshop. So I'll take you to that mess next. Because, oh my gosh, everything's a mess. Alright, so here's the mess that is the workshop. The bench is completely full. I've got like all this stuff sitting here and all that stuff sitting there and all these empty boxes. It's a complete and utter disaster. So today what we're going to do is, I got this desk, right? I had this desk in the old studio, and it was too big and too heavy, and there wasn't really space for it in the new studio, in the new house. So, I left it. But the drawers are really nice. I mean, the desk entirely is really nice, so I kept parts of it. But the drawer slides are really nice and smooth, and they're more like deep drawer pulls. So what I'm going to do is, the workbench that I have here in the workshop is pretty good size. It's probably 8-ish feet wide, but underneath is completely, I mean, not right now, it's got boards underneath, but it's completely open. For the sake of extra storage space, I'm going to mount these drawers that I got here underneath the bench. The first thing that I'm going to do is find the spot for my 2x4 on this side, and then I'm going to mount that up and make sure it's level, and then I'll put a second one in the correct spot, and then mount it up and it should hold my drawers. That seems simple enough, right? It's not going to be. So I've got a board here, and it's going to get right back here. Also, I'm using scrap lumber, and there's a great big knot hole in this piece. We'll stick that to the back so that doesn't affect where the slide goes on the board. Ladies, you need to get your guy something for Christmas or birthday. Here's a small thing. These wooden carpentry pencils. We lose these everywhere, so it doesn't hurt to always have extras. So there you go. There's a tip. Stocking stuffer, a carpentry pencil. We want to get this drawer as high as possible to this, but we definitely want the lip to clear. I got some 3.5-inch screws here. That should be good enough to hold that up, right? Got some clamps. Always need clamps. These are used boards, so it's all extra scrap. So this is costing me $0. A couple things about our drawer level. If you make the drawer level, assuming that our drawer slides are level on the drawer itself, if you make the drawer level, it should be smooth, you know, opening and closing. If you make it slightly declined to the back, your drawer won't ever stay open. It'll want to close. That is much more preferable than it being a decline forward, because then your drawer just wants to slide open and never wants to stay shut. So we want to make sure that if we're not exactly level, that we at least got a slight decline towards the back so that the drawer will slide to the back. Huh. Alright, so we got the drawer there, drawer pull in there. Okay, right now I'm just trying to get everything screwed in. Got a couple more screws I need to put in on this side. It's a good thing I have extra screws because I can't find the ones I took out. I gotta figure out where to put them. There we go. So it's not the cleanest from the front, but there it is. My hope is that this side is a lot easier. It's interesting when you do something like this, where if you have to do two, you do one side, and you spend that whole time figuring out like where all your screws are and all that stuff. And then you finally get it done, and you can actually do the second side an easier way. Another important tip: get yourself a cushion of some kind. Here I got this extra piece of EVA foam. That way I can throw it down, and my knees don't get all banged up, and I don't need knee pads. All right, perfect. Where's my third hand? Alright, let's test that before I put the rest of the screws in. Once you get it in, there it is. We are solid as a rock. When I get some more 2x4s, they're laying around here somewhere. Once I get some more 2x4s, I can put the smaller drawers in the center here. See, these are bigger drawers in the corners, and in the middle I can put these little drawers right here. That will be for another time once I can figure out where my other tube fours are, because I got a bunch. They're probably laying right here underneath all this nonsense. That's a combination of the boards that I tore off the wall in the studio, some shelving boards that I took off the old house, some of the vinyl boards that I used to put up on the wall in the studio. There's some pallet boards under there, and I know there's some 2x6 boards under there. Everything that I have, I've like repurposed. Those boards that I took off the wall here are going to end up going on the wall. We're going to put the under the stair storage in the bathroom. So this actually turned out pretty good. These drawers did. They're hanging up, and I still got space under here. I could even put those little drawers up, and I still have all that space. That's going to be it for right this second. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here in the workshop with Lana the cat. Says good morning. Good morning. So today is the first video of the new year, 2023. It's the last day that I'm off for the break. Just trying to straighten some stuff up. Bunch of stuff I want to do, but you know, I've been sick the last couple of weeks. Kind of showed up the last couple of days more intense, so I haven't been doing a whole lot. I gotta start back to work tomorrow. So you remember my hurdy-gurdy that I made 2 Christmases ago, actually. It's kind of funny to remember it was that far. Anyway, so I got 2 things this year that are like the hurdy-gurdy. So one is this clock, this crazy clock that I'm going to build and put here in the workshop. Probably over there, so it's out of the way. And then the other thing I got is this little saxophone. Alright, so we're not working with too much. We've got our main sheet of pieces, 1 secondary sheet, and a third. All the parts are numbered. So all you gotta do is follow the instructions, and it tells you how to put everything together. Let's take a look at these instructions, shall we? Obviously, we're going to start with the big main saxophone piece. Now, these are all perforated, and they come out usually pretty easy. So the key is not to force things. It'll come out just like this. There's a bunch of little keys that I have to punch out. All these keys. Alright, so we have our ribs now that provide our instrument some structure. Now we're going to start with like all the keys and posts and all that stuff, which is insane to do for a saxophone, so it's going to be even more fun to do for this thing. Hey, so guess what I was working on my saxophone, right? If you look right there, the neck broke, so I'm waiting for this glue to dry. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to work in the studio. Welcome to the studio, everybody, where there's not enough room and the cat's in there. So I'm going to edit today. I guess I have this whole box of decoration goodies I gotta put around. Yeah, here's Lana. This is her spot. She jumps up on the piano over here. I'm going to edit, and then I'm gonna start figuring out some stuff, because I gotta devise an intro. I gotta devise everything. I basically have to restart from scratch, start a whole new channel thing going on. Got a video uploaded, which hasn't happened in a while. So we're gonna come back to this. That looks like it's just strengthened up a bit. We're doing our wooden saxophone here. It's a bunch of pieces. At the moment, I've been working on the bell. So if you look, all these every wooden piece is a different piece. It's been snapped on. It's got some internal ribbing going on to
keep it together. I'm to the point now where I'm going to put the end of the bell on. Thank God I got some extras for some of them because I broke this one. Yay. Very fragile stuff. It does come with a little piece of sandpaper in case you need to sand off some edges, but I haven't used that much. You don't have any tools and everything just snaps together, but because even though I do have small fingers, they can't get into the small tiny places, so I got a plastic pick here to help me kind of get into those small spaces in case I need it, which I have used it like twice. So if you have something like that, that would help. Has a little stand that you build for it, and it sits on here just like a regular saxophone would. Isn't that cool? There you go. There's your wooden model saxophone.
Well, that's all for this week. Thank you for joining me, and thanks for listening. If you like this video, make sure you click the like button, make sure you share this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you head over to Rumble and support that channel over there. Tune in next Sunday at noon again for another video. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, God bless, and Godspeed.